work test. Good morning. Can I invite as many of you that are able to, if you would stand, as we offer the prayer of invocation and commence the official opening of our ceremony together. You may feel free to assume whatever your posture of prayer is. Eternal God, today we gather with grateful hearts to celebrate a decade of progress, community, and connection at our beloved Cyril B. Romney Tortola Cruise Pier and Park. We thank you for the vision and dedication that brought this project to life, transforming our shores and enriching the lives of our residents. All those who contributed to this endeavor, planners, builders, community leaders, volunteers, minister, and staff. We thank you especially, oh God, for the Honorable Mark Vanterpool, who by the sheer force of will was able to deliver this project to the BVI Ports Authority. We thank you for the project and Miss Mertlin Hodge, Mr. Dave Smith, and Mr. Akeem Pickering. We thank you for their labor of love, and God, may their efforts continue to inspire us, reminding us of the power of collaboration and love for our community. We ask your blessings upon the pier and our park as they remain vital spaces of recreation, let them be a testament to the beauty of nature and the spirit of adventure you have instilled in these beautiful Virgin Islands. And now, oh God, as we look toward the future, sustainable practices, ensuring that our pier park remain vibrant for generations to come. We also pray for the safety and well-being of all who work and visit in this space. May they find joy in their endeavors and return home with memories that enrich their lives. Thank you, oh God, for this milestone and for the endless possibilities ahead. May your grace and love say,
Good morning, everyone. My role is simple this morning. It is to set the order of precedence. We recognize the Premier and Minister of Finance, Honorable Dr. Natalio D. Wheatley, Minister for Communications and Works, Honorable Kai Reimer, the Acting Governor, Mr. David Archer Jr., the Deputy Governor, Mr. David D. Archer Jr., Deputy Speaker of the House of Assembly, Honorable Dr. Carl Dawson, Junior Minister for Culture and Tourism, Honorable Luce D. Hodge-Smith, in the Ministry of Communications and Works, Mrs. Elvia Smith-Maduru, the Acting Financial Secretary in the Ministry of Finance, Mr. Jeremy Vanterpool, Acting Managing Director of the BVI Ports Authority, Mr. Dean Foy, the Acting Chairperson of the Tortola Pier Park Limited Board, Mr. Akeem Pickering, Board Member of Tortola Pier Park Limited, Ms. Lori Freeman, members of the Board of Directors of the BVI Ports Authority, members of the Board of Directors of Tortola Pier Park Limited, we recognize today as well the Government of the Virgin Islands, Caribbean Sellers, Nagico Insurances, House of Luxury, Rotary Club of Central Tortola, 284 Media, CCT, BVI, the British Virgin Islands Tourist Board, Diamonds International, our anchor tenant, our pioneer tenants, those that have been with us over the last 10 years, our tenants of the Cyril B. Romney Tortola Pier Park, our shareholders, our investors, members of staff of Tortola Pier Park Limited. We also recognize the staff of the BVI Ports Authority, members of the media, distinguished guests, cruisers, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, a warm welcome to the Tortola Pier Park. We recognize the Cyril B. Romney Tortola Pier Park marking its 10th anniversary.
Good morning, everyone. And what a lovely morning God has sent. My name is Vance Lewis, and I'm the Chief Executive Officer of the Tortola Pier Park Limited. And my role today is to act as Master of Ceremonies to this 10th anniversary celebration of the Cyril B. Romney Tortola Pier Park. 10 years ago, this development was, and 10 years ago today, this development was completed. It represented a bold and transformative investment in the future of the Virgin Islands. It was conceived as a strategic enhancement to our tourism infrastructure, a modern cruise facility integrated with retail, dining, and public spaces designed to elevate the arrival experience while creating expanded opportunities for local enterprise. Today, we pause not only to celebrate a date, but to celebrate its impact. The Cyril B. Romney Tortola Pier Park has welcomed millions of visitors to our shores. It has strengthened our cruise tourism product. It has supported businesses both local and international. It has created employment, and it has contributed meaningfully to the economic ecosystem of our territory. But the success of this facility rests not only in its physical presence, it rests in stewardship. Tortola Pier Park Limited, as the management company, has been entrusted with the responsibility of governance, operational oversight, tenant engagement, marketing strategy, financial management, and long-term sustainability. Our mandate has always been clear: to ensure that this national asset performs efficiently, responsibly, and in alignment with shareholder and governmental expectations. Over the past decade, we have navigated significant challenges. I pause to think back in September 2017 of twin Category 5 hurricanes hitting us 2 weeks apart. But we're here today. We got past that. I pause to think of the novel coronavirus a few years after that, as soon as we started to get on our feet. But we, along with the people of the British Virgin Islands, have been resilient, so resilient, and we've gotten past that. We've survived economic shifts. As I mentioned, natural disasters and global disruption caused by many macro forces. Yet, through resilience, partnership, and disciplined management, our Pier Park has remained operational, competitive, and relevant. And I also pause to think of following the completion, the many of our neighboring cruise islands who have come here to look at what was built, what was envisioned, and maybe take a little bit back to improve their product. So you can see we have been history makers. And the milestone belongs to many. It belongs to the government of the Virgin Islands for its strategic vision, to the BVI Ports Authority for oversight and collaboration, to our shareholders for their confidence, to our tenants for their entrepreneurship, to our sponsors for the financial and programmatic support, and to our staff whose daily professionalism sustains this facility. As we look ahead, the next decade must be guided by innovation, sustainability, enhanced visitor experience, and strengthened economic linkages across the territory. The foundation has been laid. The responsibility is now to build forward strategically and collaboratively. Ladies and gentlemen, today's program reflects not only celebration, but recognition. We will hear from government leadership. We will honor strategic partners and long-serving staff. We will acknowledge pioneer tenants and anchor contributors. And we will reaffirm our collective commitment to excellence. So on behalf of Tortola Pier Park Limited, I thank you for joining us today to commemorate this significant milestone. And I've effectively done the welcome. It is now my pleasure to continue with my role as Master of Ceremonies and to invite our next speaker, the Chairman of BVI Ports Authority, Mr. Dion Stout. Round of applause, please. Thank you.
Good morning. It is indeed a pleasure to stand before you today as the chairman of the BVI Ports Authority as we celebrate the 10th anniversary of the Cyril B. Romney Tortola Pier Park, a project that began as a vision, grew through determination, and now stands as an epicenter of our country's economic life. Nearly 13 years ago, I was fortunate to be a part of the development team that helped to shape and mold this project into what we see today. Many of us can remember that this space was nothing more than undeveloped land along the waterfront with a gazebo and a number of tents. A place of promise, but one demanding vision, courage, and expertise. The construction process was not only an engineering feat, it was a test of our resilience, teamwork, and innovation. From the moment the first pile was driven into the seabed, every stage of the development reflected precision and partnership. Local contractors worked alongside international specialists, engineers collaborated with environmental experts, and government agencies joined hands with private investors, all motivated by a shared objective to build a modern port facility that will position the BVI as a meaningful partner in the cruise business. Despite staunch opposition and logistical challenges, through design revisions and technical complexities, we persevered, learning, adapting, and strengthening our approach every step of the way. As a result, we not only constructed a new pier, but also a model of modern upland infrastructure built with sustainability and with efficiency in mind. This very infrastructure was tested just 1 year after its completion with the passing of Hurricanes Irma and Maria. As a matter of fact, every time there's torrential rains in the territory, there's a fear of flooding in Road Town. But there's one place that we can count on to be relatively dry, the Pier Park. The decision to modernize this facility was guided by one simple truth. If this facility was not built, there will be little to no cruise tourism in the territory. As global trade patterns evolve, vessels grow larger, and expectations for the product diversity increases yearly. We knew that to remain relevant and competitive, we had to invest into this facility. By making that investment, we didn't just upgrade our infrastructure, we transformed the way commerce flows through our country. Today, the Pier Park stands as a gateway of opportunity, both economical and social. There are persons today who were in high school when this facility was in its planning stages. And those persons now own businesses in this Pier Park or the cruise tourism space. There are some persons today who were in primary school and because of this facility have met lifelong friends and possibly future partners. However, every great project leaves behind not only results, but valuable lessons. From this journey, we have learned that collaboration is our greatest strength. That success is built not on individuals, but by partnership grounded in trust and shared purpose. We have learned that adaptability is what turns challenges into opportunities. And perhaps most importantly, we have learned that economic progress must walk hand in hand with the development of our local people. The Pier Park of today stands ready to meet the demands of tomorrow. And as we are prepared to serve our strategic partners that calls for efficiency, resilience, and innovation, we must continue to build and expand where necessary on what we have today so that future generations of BVI landers and belongers can benefit meaningfully from this facility. To everyone who contributed to the success of this facility, the engineers, the planners, the workers, the partners, Port Authority members, government officials, I thank you for turning a bold vision into a living reality. Together, we have proven what can be achieved when commitment meets collaboration. And now that we have achieved the 10-year milestone, we must have continued support by you, the community, and our partners, so that in the next 10 years, we can accomplish much, much more. And with that, I only have 4 more words to say. Let the celebration begin.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And the celebrations are definitely beginning now. The next item on the program will be a commemorative video presentation. And I'm just going to ask people in the audience to look left or look right at the video screens. And you should be able to see the video. So can we have the... Okay, so the video presentation is not queued, and we will ask Honorable Kai Reimer, who is the Minister for Communication and Works, to join me at the lectern. Honorable Reimer.
Thank you, CEO. Good morning, everyone. I acknowledge the protocol that was ably established, but I must recognize also the chairman of the BVI Ports Authority Board, Mr. Dion Stout, the CEO for the CB Romney Tortola Pier Park, Mr. Vance Lewis, distinguished members of the board, acting general manager for the BVI Ports Authority, Mr. Dean Foy, the Romney family, say thank you for allowing us to carry your patriarch's name with pride. Business owners and tenants of this park, tourism and maritime partners, fellow Virgin Islanders, 10 years ago today, on February 16th, 2016, this waterfront area was transformed. On that day, it wasn't just that a pier opened. It was a new chapter for the Virgin Islands. And standing here a decade later, we can see that that chapter has been one of progress and prosperity. Now, as we celebrate, I think it's important that we tell the full story, because this facility's history teaches us something valuable about who we are as a people. The vision for a modern cruise pier did not belong to any one government. It was built over time by leaders who understood then, when it comes to building our country, the work must continue regardless of who holds the mantle. Let me take you back. The original cruise pier was first opened in 1994 by the late, great Chief Minister, Honorable H. Lavity Stout, a man whose name is synonymous with nation building. Later, under the government of the Honorable Ralph T. O'Neill, OBE, further upgrades were made to keep pace with the growing industry. And then this opening on February 16th, 2016, by the then Premier Dr. D. Orlando Smith's administration. The minister responsible for ports at that time, who was here present, Honorable Mark Vanterpool, rightly noted that this project was built on the foundation laid by those who came before. And a few years later, in 2019, we came together again to rename this facility in honor of the man who pioneered cruise tourism in this territory, the late Honorable Cyril B. Romney, a former chief minister and a businessman. His name on this facility should remind us that our cruise tourism industry was built by Virgin Islanders, for Virgin Islanders. So you see, this park is a monument to these Virgin Islands, to our ability to dream across generations. I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge the many hands that built this place and the many leaders who stepped in to keep the ports functioning. Their work laid the foundation upon which we continue to build. And today, we are in capable hands. To Mr. Vance Lewis, CEO of this park, and his team, and to Mr. Dean Foy, Acting Director of the BVI Ports Authority, I thank you for your steady leadership. You carry forward the vision of those who came before, and you did so with professionalism and dedication. Today, the Cyril B. Romney Tortola Pier Park stands as the crown jewel within the BVI Ports Authority's portfolio. It is the gateway through which the majority of our cruise passengers pass each year, with 2025 being a record-breaking year of over 875,000 passengers. Yes, this pier handles ships up to 180,000 gross registered tons, what we call GRT, with efficiency and class, allowing us to host up to 2 cruise ships at a time. But this facility is more than a dock. It is a 5-acre landside development, a unique outdoor commercial center featuring 11 buildings, 18 kiosks, and dozens of retail stores, restaurants, and service centers. And here's what makes this place special. When you walk along these walkways, laid with over 107,000 bricks, and they were laid by hands, you're walking through a space built by Virgin Islanders. You will find shops selling local gifts and international brands. You will find restaurants serving our local cuisine, You will find businesses run by people who saw an opportunity and seized it. This mixture matters because it ensures that when visitors come ashore, the money they spend flows directly into our economy. These are our neighbors, our family members, our fellow Virgin Islanders, creating jobs and building wealth. But this facility represents, and what this facility represents, and why successive governments have continued to invest in our cruise infrastructure is because cruise tourism is not just about numbers on a spreadsheet. It is about livelihoods. It is about opportunity. And it is about introducing the world to the beauty of these Virgin Islands so that they return again and again and as overnight guests. The taxi drivers who line up on the cruise days, the tour operators who take visitors around this territory, the restaurant staff, the retail associates, the security personnel, the janitorial team, hundreds of workers depend on this facility for their livelihood. And government for investing in this project. And the people who also invested, ordinary Virgin Islanders who had faith in their country. And they have been receiving their dividend year after year. We remain committed to supporting the cruise sector because we understand it's a multiplier effect throughout our economy. Because when cruise arrivals grow, and the numbers grew by nearly 14% in 2025 alone, many sectors benefit. Many families benefit. So where do we go from here? The next decade is about sustainability, modernization, and resilience. We are looking at how we integrate green technology into our port operations. We are examining ways to reduce our environmental footprint while increasing our economic output. And in that spirit, today I announce that I have asked the chairman of the board to consider implementing an environmental levy for cruise passengers visiting our shores. That is not a new concept. It is being charged in other jurisdictions across the Caribbean, and we should be no different. The revenue from that would be dedicated specifically to the preservation of our environment, the very beauty that brings visitors here in the first place. I look forward to working with the board and all stakeholders to make this a reality. And we must also ensure that this facility continues to evolve with the cruise industry. While we cannot accommodate the largest vessels today, we must keep our options open for the future, always balancing growth with the character and carrying capacity of our islands. And we must continue to support the businesses here, our tenants who have weathered the storms, real storms, literally, and economic storms, to keep this park vibrant and welcoming. So in closing, I want to thank the Cyril B. Romney Tortola Pier Park staff, past and present, leaders who steered this project through various stages, to the board members past and present who provided oversight, and again, to the Romney family. Thank you for sharing your patriarch's legacy with us. His statue stands here as a reminder that one person's vision can shape an entire industry. And to the people of the Virgin Islands, look around you. Be proud. This is our park. These are our businesses. This is our economy at work. As we mark this 10th anniversary, let us commit to the next 10 years with the same determination, the same vision, and the same unity that built this place. Happy anniversary to the Cyril B. Romney Tortola Pier Park. God bless you all, and God bless these beautiful Virgin Islands.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. I'm going to ask the Cedar School International students to take their pens, and while they're taking their positions, please let me acknowledge the presence of Honorable Vincent Wheatley, who is our Minister for Health and Social Development, and Honorable Shari De Castro, who is our Minister for Education, Youth Affairs and Sports. So the next item, small program change, will be Cedar School International doing a presentation for us. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That was lovely. I'm sure. You have another number? Yes, I was going to say, I'm sure the crowd will want another number. So there you go. Wow. Awesome. Awesome. Another round of applause, please, for Cedar School International. And I'm going to ask the Honorable Minister for Communication and Works, Honorable Reimer, to join me for a presentation to our strategic partners. This is a Strategic Partner Recognition Award. As I call the names of the recipients or of the agencies, can you please come forward? So the British Virgin Islands Tourist Board, I've seen MD Clive McCoy. Thank you. And then on cue, after Mr. McCoy, Ms. Patricia Romney from Ramasco Group. And as Ms. Patricia Romney comes forward, we are going to ask a representative from Island Shipping, please to join us. I haven't seen Mr. Haycraft. Or a representative from Island Shipping. And then Ms. Dorcas Foy from Elroy's Pleasure Tours. Mrs. Dorcas Foy. We have Mr. Ishmael Scatliff to do the accept the award on behalf of Island Shipping. Ms. Dorcas Foy, Elroy's Pleasure Tours. We're going to ask the ministers to stay, and we have a presentation to the government of the Virgin Islands without whose strategic insight this wouldn't be possible. Premier, we're going to give it to him? Okay, so I give him the award. Is there a representative from Caribbean Sellers here? Can you come forward, and as well as 284 Media and CCT BVI, there are two awards. These are sponsors. Changemaker sponsors? Yes, thank you. Nagico Insurances and Rotary Club of Central Tortola. House of Luxury. Rotary Club of Central Tortola, I'm going to ask the president to step forward and take this award, Ms. Zoe Walcott. And Mr. House of Luxury Sanjay and his lovely daughter. Okay, it appears as if the other awardees are not here. Thank you very much, Minister. Mr. McCoy, can we have you take another walk up to the lectern? I think the steps will do you good. Thank you for... I wasn't insinuating anything. But you are one of the change makers, so the Tourist Board gets a change maker award as well as from a sponsorship point of view. I am now going to recognize some of our staff who have been here. We're presenting them with a long service award. It doesn't mean that they've just been here. They have all worked hard, starting with Miss Shania Matthew, our Customer Services Manager. Shania? And she will be followed by Miss Alice Max Lewis. Alice, please come forward. And then Winnet, can you be on cue? You're next. Winnet Lawrence. Thank you. Miss Winnet Lawrence. I should say Lion Winnet. Lion Winnet. Oh, I didn't ask her to rule. We also want to recognize Mr. Floyd Campbell, who is our operations manager, and this facility is a serious challenge to run. He sometimes works all night. So I just wanted to take the opportunity to recognize his efforts, recognize him and his efforts. Thank you very much, Mr. Pickering. Yes. The next item will be the video. I think the video is finally ready to go. So can we have the video? I'm asking members in the audience to just look to your left at the screens or look to your right. And for those of us on the lectern, we'll use our imagination.
Before the ships, before the boardwalk, before the boutiques and cafes, there was a belief. In 1994, under the leadership of the late Chief Minister Hamilton Lavity Stout, the British Virgin Islands welcomed its first modern cruise pier. It was more than construction. It was confidence. Confidence that this small territory could stand proudly on the global stage. Passengers arrived to modest facilities, affectionately known as Tent City. Simple, functional, transitional. But even then, the ambition was greater. As cruise tourism evolved across the Caribbean, so did the vision for Tortola. Under the stewardship of the Honorable Mark Vanderpool, then Minister for Communications and Works, a bold decision was made. We would not simply expand a pier. We would redefine arrival. In November 2015, the Tortola Pier Park opened, a carefully planned multi-acre development beside the cruise dock. Not just a place to pass through, but a place to experience. In 2019, the facility was officially renamed the Cyril B. Romney Tortola Pier Park, honoring a respected statesman whose decades of service shaped public life in this territory. It was a moment that connected past leadership with present progress. Over the last decade, millions of cruise passengers have stepped onto these grounds, but numbers alone do not tell the story. Each arrival fuels something larger. Taxi drivers beginning their day before sunrise, tour operators preparing boats,
retailers unlocking doors, artisans sharing culture, families supported by steady employment. The ripple moves outward from this waterfront into homes, businesses, and communities across the Virgin Islands. This space is not just commerce. It has become something more. A gathering place, a stage for celebration, a backdrop for culture. 10 years ago, a structure was built. Over the last decade, a community has sustained it. From Hamilton Lavity Stout's first pier in 1994 to the transformative development realized in 2015 to the renaming in honor of Cyril B. Romney in 2019. This waterfront reflects evolution. It reflects courage in decision making. It reflects belief in infrastructure. It reflects faith in the future. 10 years is a milestone, but it is also a beginning. The next chapter calls for innovation, for sustainability, for partnership, for excellence that never becomes complacent. Because this is not merely a development, it is a symbol of readiness, a marker of growth, a testament to resilience. 2016 through 2026. 10 years of impact, a future of promise. The Cyril B. Romney Tortola Pier Park, welcoming the world with pride, with purpose, with heart. Today, tomorrow, and for decades to come.
Thank you very much for that video. And now I will call on the Honorable Dr. Natalio, the Honorable Premier, Dr. Natalio Wheatley, to bring remarks.
Thank you, Brother Vance. Good morning, everyone. What an awesome pleasure and privilege to be here with you, marking this 10th anniversary of the Tortola Pier Park. Allow me to acknowledge the Minister responsible for the subject, Honorable Kai Reimer, along with other members of Cabinet and other members of the House of Assembly. Let me acknowledge the Chair of the Ports Authority, which is Mr. Dion Stout, and I acknowledge as well the Acting Director of the Ports, immediate previous Director of the Ports, Hakeem Pickering, as well as the CEO of Tortola Pier Park. And I want to acknowledge all the members of the various organizations, the businesses, the stakeholders, the partners, who are present here today. I want to acknowledge the Deputy Governor and the senior civil servants who are here, as well as the visitors. Today, we gather to celebrate a milestone that speaks to both the vision of our leaders and the resilience of our people, and echoes of the extraordinary potential of the Virgin Islands. 10 years ago, the Cyril B. Romney Tortola Pier Park opened its doors as a bold investment in our future. Today it stands as one of the most vibrant symbols of national pride, economic opportunity, and the enduring spirit of these Virgin Islands. Cruise tourism, though maligned in some corners, has long been an important part of our tourism product, forming one of our strongest economic pillars, connecting our shores to the world and bringing hundreds of thousands of visitors who contribute directly to our businesses, our jobs, and our national development. I'll remind you, in 2025, we had a record year for tourism, the most numbers that we have had in our history of 1.2 million tourists. We could give that a round of applause. We can give that amount a round of applause. And as Minister Reimer told us, over 875,000 of that was attributed to the cruise sector. It is a sector that touches every community, from taxi operators and tour guides, to restaurateurs, artisans, entertainers, and the many small businesses that make up the lifeblood of our economy. The Pier Park has amplified this impact, transforming our cruise experience into one of the most attractive and welcoming in the region. It is therefore no surprise that in 2017, this Pier Park was named Port of the Year by the Sea Trade Global Awards. Over the past decade, the Pier Park has become a launchpad for entrepreneurship. It has created employment. It has nurtured local talent and provided a platform for Virgin Islanders to showcase our culture, creativity, and hospitality. Many of the businesses that opened here as hopeful startups are now thriving enterprises. Their success is a testament to what happens when government investment meets private sector innovation and community determination. And let me add to the list of benefits of the Tortola Pier Park to helping us enhance our overnight arrivals. Some persons falsely put a false dichotomy, or opposition between overnight arrivals and cruise arrivals. But I was on the plane yesterday coming down from Miami, and a tourist engaged me in conversation. I was minding my own business, by the way. But a tourist, or someone who was visiting, on their way to visit the Virgin Islands, and that wonderful American Airlines flight from Miami, Honorable Cyril, and said, "Are you visiting the Virgin Islands?" I said, "No, I'm going home." So I asked, "Are you visiting the Virgin Islands?" She said, "Yes, that she has a charter to the Virgin Islands, a charter on a boat." I said, "Wonderful." I said, "Is this your first time to the Virgin Islands?" She said, "No, I visited on a cruise before." You heard that, Honorable Cyril? I visited on a cruise before. And quite a number of our overnight guests are first introduced to the beauty of the Virgin Islands on a cruise ship. So it is complementary to our overnight sector. This is an opportunity also for us to celebrate the resilience of our tourism sector. Through hurricanes, global economic shocks, and the unprecedented challenges of the pandemic, the Virgin Islands has stood firm. We adapted, rebuilt, and re-emerged stronger. The Pier Park itself is a symbol of that resilience, a reminder that when we are tested, we rise. As a government, we remain committed to a broader vision for sustainable economic growth and diversification. Tourism will always be a cornerstone, but we are equally focused on building a balanced economy, one that embraces innovation, strengthens food security, expands our blue economy, and creates opportunity for our people across multiple sectors. The success of the Pier Park reinforces what is possible when we invest strategically and think long-term. Today, the Virgin Islands is not just participating in the regional and global cruise industry. We are helping to shape it. Cruise lines recognize the quality of our product, the professionalism of our people, and the beauty of our destination. Our continued growth depends on maintaining that standard of excellence while ensuring that the benefits of tourism reach every corner of our society. As we mark this 10th anniversary, Let us honor the visionaries who imagined this development, the workers who built it, the entrepreneurs who animate it, and the people of the Virgin Islands who continue to support it. And let me give honor where honor is due. And I associate myself with the words of Honorable Kai Reimer, who recognized the pioneers, who laid the foundation to get to this 10th anniversary. But I recognize the then Premier and Minister of Tourism and Minister of Finance, Orlando Smith. Yes, I also recognize the then Minister responsible for the subject, the Honorable Mark Vanterpool. I want to recognize the then Chair of the Board, Ed DeCastro. And sitting on the platform, I want to recognize the then Director of the Ports, Claude Klein. And all other persons who played a role in the development of this Pier Park. Let us also look ahead with confidence. The next decade can be even more transformative if we continue to innovate, which we will, collaborate, and believe in the greatness of our territory. As we continue to open up new attractions and destinations within the Virgin Islands for our people and to improve our product. May this anniversary inspire us to keep building, keep striving, and keep moving the Virgin Islands forward. And let me remind you, no matter how someone gets to the Virgin Islands, whether it be by air or by sea, whether it's for an overnight stay or whether it's for a cruise visit, let us ensure that each and every visit to the Virgin Islands feels like $1 million or even $1 billion, and give them the best that the Virgin Islands has to offer. May God bless each and every one of you, and may God bless these beautiful Virgin Islands. I thank you.
Thank you, Premier. And our next item will be the recognition of our pioneer tenants. I'm going to ask Ms. Zoe Walcott to join me at the lectern. Many of these tenants, I might add, are busy because we've got 2 large ships in today, so they may not be here, but Ms. Walcott will call them, and the presenter will be the Premier.
Once again, a pleasant good afternoon. As stated by our CEO, Lewis, our pioneer tenants at the Cyril Romney Tortola Pier Park have been here for 10 remarkable years. As stated earlier, when this development first opened its doors, it represented vision, faith, and opportunity. And our pioneer tenants were among the first to believe in what the Pier Park could become. They committed early, invested boldly, and helped transform this space into the vibrant destination that it is today. We ask if they are here, and we acknowledge I Connect, Coconut Lounge, Crocs Virgin Feet, House of Luxury, Tortola Pier Park Gift Shop, Locally Yours, Land, Max Live Well Cafe, Beans, Aroma's Cigar Lounge and Bar, Imperial Shell Crafters, CCT BVI, Diamonds International, FCIB, The Coral Studio, That's the Spirit, Taino Boutique, Passions by Umi, Little Switzerland, Medicure Pharmacy, Mayette's Chill Zone, Class Electronics, Effie, Swirls, Aaron Rental, Avis Rental, Body Glam, Le Boutique, Tortola Vision Center. So I did see some of the business owners. This is your time to make your way to the stage so the premier can provide you with your certificate recognizing the long standing that you have with the Cyril B. Romney Tortola Pier Park. We celebrate you. Thank you, Premier. At this time, we're going to ask for the chairman of the BVI Ports Authority, Mr. Dion Stout. You get to assist with our Outstanding Tenant Awards. We recognize Infinity Jewelry, who are receiving the Customer Service Excellence Award. I'm going to ask for Mr. Akeem Pickering. Could you please stand? Thank you. This is in recognition of exceptional service, professionalism, and steadfast dedication to meeting the needs of cruisers and locals alike, even during extraordinary demands. So if you're in the Pier Park at 6:30 and there's a ship berthing, understand that they're open. We have the Compliance Excellence Award. This is being presented to Taino Boutique in recognition of consistent adherence to operational standards, regulatory excellence, and a commitment to maintaining the integrity of the Pier Park environment. I'm going to go ahead because I'm sure she's probably going to run back. We also have presented to House of Luxury the Outstanding Community Contribution Award. This is in appreciation for exceptional dedication to community engagement, partnership, and meaningful contribution to the growth of the Cyril B. Romney Tortola Pier Park and the wider Virgin Islands community. Once again, the Outstanding Community Contribution Award goes to House of Luxury. V, I think Sanjay has collected enough. And while Mrs. Sertani is making her way to the stage, yes, we recognize Aromas is receiving the Marketing Excellence Award. This is in recognition of innovative marketing and consistent support through the provision of quality promotional materials that enhances the Cyril B. Romney Tortola Pier Park experience. Once again, the Marketing Excellence Award goes to Aromas. Sean, you walk with family. And also, last but not least, we have presented to Imperial Shellcrafters what we consider, yes, so Taina Boutique, congratulations, you received the Compliance Excellence Award. The truth is, she cracks the whip. Congratulations. And our last Outstanding Tenant Award goes to, as I was saying earlier, Imperial Shellcrafters, who are receiving the VI Authentic Excellence Award. This is in recognition of outstanding commitment to preserving and showcasing the authentic spirit, culture, and craftsmanship of the Virgin Islands. Now, I know he was here earlier, and I assume he will make his way back. So once again, we want to recognize all the tenants, but of course, there were some tenants that really went above and beyond. And so we thank you, and we congratulate you.
Thank you very much, Zoe, and thank you very much, tenants, for all of your service over the years. And I'm thanking you in advance for the service you're going to give for the next 10 years. And that is in addition to those tenants who are in transition and those who will be joining us in the future. Our next item will be closing remarks and a toast to Cyril B. Romney Tortola Pier Park by our board member and previous MD for the BVI Ports Authority, Mr. Akeem Pickering. Please join me at the lectern.
Good morning, all. Acknowledging the protocol already established, as we conclude this 10th anniversary celebration ceremony of the Cyril B. Romney Tortola Pier Park, we do so with gratitude and with pride. Over the past 10 years, this facility has evolved beyond its physical structure. It has become a symbol of resilience, opportunity, and strategic investment within these beautiful Virgin Islands. At the same time, Tortola Pier Park Limited, as the management company, has carried the responsibility of stewarding this national asset, ensuring operational excellence, strong governance, strategic marketing, and long-term sustainability. However, achievements of this magnitude are never realized in isolation. They are strengthened by partnership, they are amplified by sponsorship, and they are sustained by belief. This anniversary is not only about infrastructure, it is about impact. Through the generous financial support of our sponsors and partners over the years, we have been able to showcase this facility as more than a gateway for cruise passengers. We have demonstrated that the Pier Park is a venue for cultural expression, a space for community celebration, a platform for entrepreneurship, and a destination within itself. At this time, I think I'll skip that. We have had so many awards already. Please join me in showing our appreciation to our shareholders who invested in the vision, to our tenants who built their enterprises here, to our staff whose dedication sustains excellence daily, to the BVI Port Authority for Governance and Oversight, and to the people of the Virgin Islands. We thank you. The Cyril B. Romney Tortola Pier Park stands today as proof that strategic investment combined with disciplined management can generate meaningful national impact. As we look forward to the next decade, may we continue to build boldly, manage responsibly, and partner collaboratively. On behalf of the Board of Directors of Tortola Pier Park Limited, thank you for celebrating this milestone with us. And they have also charged me with a toast. As we hold our glasses firmly in hand, 10 years ago, CB Romney Tortola Pier Park opened its doors as a bold national investment, a transformative development designed to strengthen our tourism product and create meaningful economic opportunity for the Virgin Islands. The Pier Park has welcomed the millions of visitors, as we've heard already, supported entrepreneurship, and contributed significantly to our economy. Together, they represent vision and execution, infrastructure and stewardship, investment and accountability. We honor our shareholders who believed in the vision. We honor our tenants who built their businesses here. We honor our staff whose professionalism sustains daily excellence. And we honor the government of the Virgin Islands and the BVI Port Authority for their continued partnership and oversight. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise to the Cyril B. Romney Tortola Pier Park, a symbol of national progress, to Tortola Pier Park Limited, its dedicated steward and manager, and to the next decade of impact, innovation, and resilience. Join me in a toast to continued success. Cheers. Hip, hip. Hip, hip. Hip, hip.
May we please remain standing and receive the benediction. And now may the pre-existent, the perfect and the crucified, the resurrected and the ascended, the present and the eternal Lord be with you, my beloved, now, henceforth, and even forevermore. And we all together say,